Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
And we're back bringing you all our thoughts on everything happening in nerd culture. Just us this week. Jaja had to work today. But yeah, just holding it down. How are you, James?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm all right. What are some nerdy things that you've been up to this week?
Let me get my list here. I've been watching a whole bunch of things this week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm glad I wrote them down too. Most recently I watched DandaDan episode 2. So
Episode
still
2.
a little weird, but I mean, I'm interested in seeing kind of what happens. So I'm gonna try to look past the weird stuff. We posted on our TikTok, people were saying look past the weird stuff. So, and then everywhere else I'm seeing people like don't let it scare you away. So
Well, some people were saying look past the weird stuff, but other people were also saying that they didn't that they didn't understand why people are like normalizing the weirdness, which I agree with because it seems like at least for that first episode we can talk about it later, but like episode 2 was like drastically toned down, and I actually enjoyed episode 2, but yeah, that first episode I'm like, how are we
it's not a good introduction.
But yeah,
You
okay.
gotta ease people in that.
For sure. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I watched that. I watched Uzumaki. I watched the first 2 episodes. The third one is out now.
The third one is out now.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my spooky anime up, or at least
Yeah.
creepy type of stuff. Well, I mean, not that DandaDan wasn't creepy already, but
creepy in a different way,
yeah.
Not in the October season type of way,
not a Halloween kind of way. So yeah, I watched first 2 episodes of Uzumaki. We'll talk about that a little later. And then I watched. It's called Housing Complex C. I think it came out either last year or the year before.
Housing Complex C.
Yeah, it's only 4 episodes, but it's a spookier one. That was pretty good. The story went a different way than I was expecting it to, but
what's that about?
It's like this apartment complex, and then there's some strange stuff happening there, so it's a little bit of a mystery.
Okay. Is it on Crunchyroll?
It was on, I think it's on Max.
Ugh,
either Max or
all
Hulu.
over the place nowadays.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up. I'm trying to get into more spooky stuff too.
The poster for it will definitely have you like, okay, this is definitely something spooky.
Oh yeah, there it is. I see it. All right, let me add this to my watch list. Yeah, it does look creepy. Ooh. Okay.
Yep. So that's only quick 4 episodes, so that'll be a smooth watch. Dragon Ball Diama dropped this week, so watch first episode of that. Definitely excited. I mean, I was gonna watch it regardless, but I am a little bit tired of the turning Goku into a kid thing because they did it in Dragon Ball GT, and that wasn't received very well. But I just would like to see them focus on other characters because there's kids in the show like Goten and Trunks.
Yes.
Like let them grow up and do something. But
yes, I agree.
We're back to the main cast being kids again, so it's still going to be focused on them, I'm sure. Because I want to say Goten and Trunks turn into babies or something like that. So yeah, they'll be irrelevant yet again.
Yet again.
And as you can see, Gotenks is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. So unfortunately, he will get no shine unless they do baby fusion. But I doubt that's going to happen.
Weird.
So.
Yeah.
And then I actually watched all of the Tomb Raider anime, so it's on Netflix. Yeah,
I didn't realize that was out already. Oops.
Me, I totally forgot about it too. But yeah, it was on Netflix. 8 episodes. Good show. Well, actually, I don't know if it's an anime. It was an animation.
Okay.
So before anyone jumps down our throats here, it was an animated series of Tomb Raider. So some may call it anime, some may not. But so I've never played any of the Tomb Raider games, so I had no kind of context. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it's based on any of the game storylines. So looks like it's an independent story, or maybe there's some lore somewhere that I'm not aware of. But yeah, it didn't seem to be connected to the games. But I mean, I'm somewhat interested in playing the games just because I mean the show was pretty good. So I'll see if any of the games are free anywhere on PlayStation. So maybe I'll get into that. And then gaming wise, still did not jump back into Black with Wukong. I've been on Overwatch. Overwatch has me in a chokehold yet again.
Yeah, no Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for you, James?
Nah, I actually do not plan on buying that. I like watching people's gameplay of it, but yeah, arena fighters aren't really my thing. And I know there's some heavy sweats on there. So as far as playing competitively online, I'm starting from too far behind to even enjoy playing. So I would just run through the story mode and then wash my hands of it.
Got it. Okay. I was wondering because I haven't heard you or Jaja say anything about it. So I was like, oh, they're probably not playing it.
I'm not getting that one. Once it's free on like somewhere, then maybe. But even then I'll probably just play the story mode, but it's always the same story anyway. So that's kind of
Yeah.
also a slight gripe I have with Dragon Ball Z games is usually
Mhm.
just goes through the anime story. So
Yeah, it's over and over again.
yeah,
Very unoriginal, but yeah. We'll talk about that game a little bit later.
yeah.
Um,
And I've
I
been ordering some Blu-rays to get my physical catalog up. Of
Ooh,
course, it's
okay.
just JoJo's, but
Of course.
I ordered the next two that I needed. So Golden Wind, I got both part one and two. I got the
Nice.
limited edition of this one because Golden Wind is my favorite part.
Nice.
So yeah, those will be here sometime this week. So I'll show it next time when I get it.
Awesome. All right, cool. It's good that you're buying your Blu-rays. We'll talk about stuff related to that later too.
Oh yeah,
Um, okay, what have I been doing? I've also been watching a lot. It is October, and there's a ton of content out, which we have alluded to many times over the
yeah.
past couple weeks. So I watched the second episode of DandaDan also. Uh, I went into it with what is the word I'm looking for? I was uneasy going into it, but and that's not even the word I wanted to use. But the second episode was way better than the first episode, I will say. Still, like you said, still some slight weirdness in there, but like it was a lot less weird and more enjoyable, I think. And at first, when I watched the first episode, the animation kind of took me by surprise, but I actually really like the animation. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah, I do like how it looks.
yeah, I like how it looks also. Especially the animation in the opening intro, like the opening song. But
Yeah, it looks
do you
cinematic somehow.
oh, okay, I was about to say, are you watching? Because I know you skip. Do you skip intros? You do, right?
Usually I do. This one I watched because the first time I heard the song, I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty good song." So
Yeah.
if it's a good
It's
song, I'll definitely watch.
a good song. It's by the same people that did the Mashal intro.
Yeah, I believe they go by Creepy Nuts.
Creepy Nuts. Yep. Well, that's yeah, so watch that. It's good. So I'll continue to watch the rest of it with a grain of salt, see where the show is going. So it's good. We might as well just talk about this right now. And we'll come back to it's good, but like it is like is it not severely overhyped? Like people
That's what I
are
was thinking. Yeah,
like
I was thinking it was overhyped.
people are like talking about this show like it's the best thing that was ever created.
Yeah, and
Like
maybe we just haven't gotten to that yet. So I'm watching with bated breath, like, oh man, when is this going to turn into
yeah.
what it's been made out to be? Not that it's
Yeah.
bad, but I mean, it's been made out to be the next big thing. So I'm waiting
Yeah.
to feel that feeling.
And like yeah, it's not bad. Like I guess the story plot is different. I guess I'm just not a big fan of the premise of it. The premise of it is weird because like without really saying it too explicitly, like the whole like I don't know, the situation that Ken has found himself in is just a weird situation. Like just a weird like why is this the plot?
Yeah,
Like it's like I so like the whole that premise of it kind of just like turns me off a little bit and like sure like right now the story seems to be like okay, but like that part of it I'm like why is this even what is happening right now?
yeah.
Like like that part and people y'all know what I'm talking about. It's weird. So that part is just not. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, people are talking about this show like it's like the best show ever created. Like some higher power themselves crafted this show and like sent it down like to us. Like this is the best thing we'll ever watch. Like that's literally how people talk about it. And like you would think that like something like that, you would see what people were talking about like
Early on.
early on, but like I am not seeing that yet. Like it's not a
Nah,
bad
yeah.
show, but like I wouldn't say it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Nah,
So,
not quite.
I mean, I guess like again, like the manga readers probably know manga, sorry, because people like to jump down my throat when I pronounce it that way. My bad. Um, uh, I guess they know like maybe something happens later, but like I don't know, guys. Right now it's just a show. So I guess we'll
Yeah,
see. I would love by the end of the season, if I don't know what people are talking about, then I'm just gonna rate it as overhyped.
yeah.
But it looks like it's leaning that way for right now. But we'll see. It's still early. It's only the
We
second
shall
episode.
see. Yeah. I
So
was considering reading this too. So I was gonna say, all right, I'll let the anime decide. If the anime was good, I would read the rest or get caught up at least. Same with
Mhm.
Sakamoto Days. So that's coming, I want to say
Yep.
January.
Hmm.
And this one is also getting pretty hyped
Overhyped.
up too. So
Yes.
um I'll let the anime decide if I read.
Yeah. So we'll decide by the end of the season, or if James decides to read the manga. Is it
Then I'll be
overhyped?
like hyping it up.
Is it overhyped or is it appropriately hyped? We'll see. I don't know yet.
Recency bias, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Uh, but yeah, but we'll see. But like that's my take on the show so far. It's just a weird show. The
Yeah,
plot is based on weird things and it's still just anyway. I also watched the second episode of Uzumaki. The third one is out.
nice.
The new episodes come out on Sunday, so the third one's out today, so I have not gotten a chance to watch it. The show's really good. We'll talk about it a little bit more later, like the news that were surrounding that show earlier this week. There's only 4 episodes, so this episode and
Oh,
then
we're
the next
halfway
episode
through.
and then it's over. Yeah, it is. It's a short series. But it's so this is creepy in a good way, not creepy in a bad way, creepy in a good way. Whereas like the story,
It's like a
is
skin crawling
yeah,
creepy.
yeah, exactly. I'm enjoying it a lot though. It's really good. It's a great October watch. I enjoy like it's cool that it's in black and white. It's different. And yeah, like the visuals are just like really creepy. The visuals are really creepy, but
Yeah,
the story's interesting too. So I'm enjoying it a lot. It's really good. So I'm looking forward to watching the third episode today. Uh, what else did I watch? I also watched Dragon Ball. How did you pronounce it?
Daima.
Daima? I've been saying Diama. Whatever. I'm gonna say it how you're saying it.
Maybe it is
Daima.
pronounced that way.
I don't know. So I also watched that. Jury's out on my overall. I mean, I'm gonna keep watching it, obviously. But are we so I was confused as to the timeline that we are on right now. So is this taking place after the Boot Saga? Like, is this before Super? Are we just foregoing the events of Super, or is this happening after Super
That's
or
actually a good
concurrently with
question.
Super?
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
It looks like it's definitely after the Boo saga. I don't know if it's before or Super though.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of seems like it is because I didn't
Goku's
see.
outfit is from Super, but maybe he just
Interesting.
started wearing that for the Boo saga. But I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
see Beerus and Wiz
Yeah,
anywhere.
I was about to say exactly. I didn't see them. And it's kind of weird that like because they were like when they were like rewinding through the footage of past and future or whatever, it was like literally all stuff from the Buu saga, like nothing from Super at all. So like that was making me think that like this is before Super, which is interesting that we got this show before another season of Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Super.
Let's see if we can find anything really quickly.
Um,
Um, doesn't exactly say.
yeah, it doesn't say right.
Maybe further in the show they'll kind of explain.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna, yeah, maybe we'll see. But like that's the vibe that I'm getting right now. Um, but yeah, so I agree with you. We're still focusing. Well, we have to see actually, because we don't really know. But it seems like since they are turning the kids that are already kids into babies, seems like we're yes, yet again still focusing on the same characters. I also think that we should like focus on someone else. Like Gotenks is your favorite character. Future Trunks is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. So like, yes, can we
Nice.
focus more on Goten and Trunks and like kind of like phase out these characters that we've been watching for so long, like doing the same things over and over again. Like let's refresh the story a little bit. Like we need to we need like a I don't know. We need a different story. But we'll see. It's only the first
Yeah.
episode and it really hasn't even started yet because they're turning into kids at the very end, so we got to see like how this is going to go. Who knows? Uh
Actually, you know what? As a pro Dragon Ball fan myself and a Dragon Ball
pro.
tattoo haver,
Yeah.
I think it's immediately after the Buu saga because spoiler warning, skip ahead about 15 seconds. So I make sure I skipped. But when they found the Dragon Balls, they were still stoned, and that was from when they wished Majin Buu and everybody he killed back to life.
Mhm.
So it takes 1 year for the Dragon Balls to come back active. So yeah, it's immediately after the Buu saga.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. So we are foregoing Super right now. It's
So we're dropping it in between Super.
okay. That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had a
which is
Dragon
weird.
Ball. I didn't know you had a Dragon Ball Z tattoo. Wait, did I know that? What is it of?
It's the 4-star Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay, okay,
Let's see.
okay.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, I did not know that. Awesome.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
supposed to be matching tattoos with my friends. I think only 2 other people got it. So
That's still cool. That's still cool though.
yeah,
That's still cool. I have an authentic looking set of Dragon Balls. Hold on.
nice.
Wait, let me get one. Ah!
I may need to buy some myself.
So the box is like on a shelf, so I just took one out, but like This is what it's also very dusty. Wow.
Oh,
It's been sitting
nice.
up there for a while. So like, this is what it looks like. But yeah, it's like it's in a box and like it has all 7 in there. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. I mean not okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't fall
Well,
while we're recording.
now I gotta buy those.
I'll send you the link. I bought them a while ago, so I'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still on the website that I got them from. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty
I'll
cool.
save it for one of my con purchases when I'm getting peer pressured by Shannon into buying stuff.
Yes. It's a good listen. It's a good peer pressure, okay. What were we talking? Okay, so what were we talking about? Yes,
The stuff
the
you're watching.
timeline. Yeah, okay, right. So first episode, took that with a grain of salt. Gotta keep watching it to know like where I really land on it. I was like, okay, this is just okay, like from this first episode. So we'll see. Is that all I watched? That's all I watched. And then still playing Elden Ring heavy because I am committed to beating it.
Nice.
Last week I was talking about how like I just got into Caelid. Now I'm like at the end of Caelid. I was having such a good time. Well, I wasn't having a good time in Caelid. I said that, but I was having
Yeah.
a good time playing the game. I text James this on Friday. I was having a good time playing, and then I got to Radon, not having a good time. I actually
The Radon Festival.
got to the Radon Festival. I haven't actually, so I attempted to beat Radon 3 times, have not beat him yet. And I just turned the game off because I was like, I don't really feel like struggling through this. I haven't attempted again. I have family in town this weekend, so I haven't been able to play as much. So hopefully tonight or tomorrow I can like turn it on and try again. But I already know what type of time I'm about to be on in that fight, and like it's
Oh yeah.
annoying me. It's annoying me quite a bit. So
Well, you
um
got your range options, so
I
hopefully
know.
you can
I haven't tried range yet. So like I tried
ah
because like I'm like a spell sword build, so like I'm using a sword and a staff. I have only tried close up so far, but I'm gonna try like some of my I might actually go back and level up so I can use some of the more powerful spells that I have that I can't use right now. I feel like that'll help me. But yeah, I have to try like purely ranged now.
gotcha.
But hopefully hopefully it does not take me 30 times like it took James.
Yeah, I
30
got my
times.
death list here. It was 35 deaths to Radon.
Oh God. What weapon were you using? Do you remember?
I want to say I had two swords, so I think the Uji Katana.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I might level up my because I have the Moonveil katana. That's what I'm using right now. But I was also using the Bloodhound Fang for a while, and the Bloodhound Fang is like a really
Oh
strong weapon.
yeah,
So
that Bloodhound
I
finesse move.
yeah, so I might switch back to that for this fight if my range fighting is not working. We'll see. Um,
I think you should be all right with the range. It was
yeah,
getting in close on him. Yeah, he has a lot
yeah.
of AoE stuff.
As long as the summons stay alive and like keep him busy.
Oh yeah,
So
they're
like
not staying alive.
I have time to get the spells off, but we'll see. I will
Yeah,
report back next week on how
you
that
can
went.
resummon them though.
Oh, you can? But you
Yeah,
have to run all the way back out there to resummon them?
yeah.
Oh God.
And I think their spawn locations change. Either that or I was forgetting who was where. So,
Okay.
but yeah, those little orange things will be back after they die.
Oh.
So
Wow. Okay, so I can jump on my horse and just run back out. Is he gonna
yeah.
start hitting me with arrows when I get back out there far again?
Um, I think if you still have some summons that's like in his face boxing, he
Hmm.
won't go back to arrows.
Okay. But if they all die, will he go back to
I think
arrows?
he might go back to
The
arrows.
first time I played, I was trying to get the summons and I was killed by the
That's
arrows. I was
exactly what happened to
like,
me. I
I was
walked in there confident. I was like, oh, this guy's clear across the map. That arrow came in quick.
yeah, and they're hard to dodge too. I'm just like,
Yeah.
wait. And then I was at first I thought it wasn't even possible to dodge them, and then I did dodge one successfully. I was like, oh, okay, so you can do it. But
Yeah. If you just run like laterally, you should be able to, like if you're
yeah,
sprinting on the horse.
you can summon this. You can activate the summons while you're on the horse, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. I
Oh,
didn't even try. I was
game
on
changer.
foot. I was on foot trying to summon the summons. Okay. Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
you're gonna beat him next try now.
Yes, I'm gonna go in there confidently and I will not
Yeah.
struggle. That
Get back on
is,
your horse, resummon the people if you need to. Yeah,
yeah,
you'll be fine.
putting it in the universe now. What are some other really challenging bosses that you have that are notable in Elden Ring?
Um, the one I died to the most actually is the fire giant. So he's kind of like
Mm,
how Radon is, and like he's huge, so he's even bigger. So the
yeah,
camera, like I was having trouble keeping the camera focused because he's so big.
yeah.
Like
I
my
heard.
escape routes when I was trying to run away, like I would run in the wrong direction and be on some rocks, and now I'm stuck, and he can just stomp me.
Yeah.
But he's
I
also
heard things. I heard
decently
things
hard.
about him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard things about Fire Giant. Okay.
And then the last boss, of course, is hard.
Yeah.
I think with your range options, you may have a little trouble. Because he like deflects range stuff.
Mm,
Yeah, so that was
gotta
actually
get
did
a
I have a
plus
range?
there.
No, I got like this lightning bolt by then. So I was just throwing a lightning bolt and he could just toss it to the side. And I was like, well, that's my whole game plan. So I had to get it there in box.
All right. Okay, we'll see what happens. I forgot to check how many hours I've put into the game so far. I'll give an update on my hours next week.
Gotcha.
Do you know how many hours did you put in by the end? Do you know?
Not entirely sure. I might be able to check on my phone actually.
Okay. Yeah, I mean to be keeping count because it's a lot. I've been playing like a lot. And Elden Ring is a fun game once you like know what you're doing. I feel like did you use any guides at all? Or were you just running around?
Yeah, I eventually used a guide to kind of like beeline me to the bosses. But yeah,
Yeah.
from probably like um the Glintstone Dragon forward, I was using the guide. So I was just going straight to the story bosses. Well, I mean there'd be other bosses that were like in the way, but I was just going to the main story bosses.
Did you
When
do
I
any
just
of
looked,
this?
it was 56 hours.
That's it? Wow. Did you do any side quests?
Yeah, I did a couple actually. I don't
Okay.
remember off the top of the head.
Yeah, yeah,
There was
yeah.
one with the wolf. I heard some
Yes.
wolf howling, and then I seen a wolf, and I was like, "Oh, let's box."
Oh,
But
the one,
he was
yeah.
he was a good guy.
Yeah. The side quests are very obscure. So like you definitely need a guide to like walk you through them. Otherwise,
Yeah,
like there's no way to know like what you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to go to advance them at all, which is like kind of weird
no
because it's
guide log, nothing.
like literally there is no way for you to know. So like the guides are necessary. I don't even know how these people that created these guides figured this out, like to be quite honest with you. Uh so I'm grateful to the people that have really detailed guides. Um and again, shout out to Fight and Cowboy that his channel, I'm following his guide. His guides are super good. Very detailed, lots of information. So I appreciate that. I don't
Nice.
know where I would be without watching them. There's 80s. He has a guide for the whole game. 82 videos. I'm on I am on
Oh man,
video 33 of
the one
82.
I was using, it was like one single YouTube video, and it was
Mhm.
just like showing you the path to the bosses.
Oh, got it, got it,
But
got it,
then he
got
would
it.
like skip the boss fight. He would like spoiler ahead for the boss fight, and then he would just like not include the clip of the boss fight,
Mm,
and it would show like the arena after the boss fight.
got it. Oh yeah, so this guide is like this guide is basically helping you achieve a platinum. So like literally you're doing everything. So
Plat trophy.
that's why. Yeah. So like we're like fighting field bosses and night bosses and doing all the dungeons and the catacombs and like stuff like that. So like that's why it's
Gotcha.
taking me significantly longer. Uh yeah. But yeah, I'm having a good time. So next week I'll give you guys an update on if Radon has been beaten or if I'm still stuck. In which
Yeah,
case
you'll
I
get
will
him very
probably
next
need to
try.
in that case I'll have to call in James to help me.
Summon me up. I have my lightning bolts.
So we'll see. Great. So we're on video games now, so let's jump into some video game news. James, have you heard of Throne and Liberty? People
I've
have been
never actually heard of it.
yeah, people I've been hearing about it for the past week. People have been playing it. And the only reason that it caught my eye is that like people have been posting pictures of their characters and there's like really good like character design. Especially for black characters. Like they're like I wish I actually saved a picture of like somebody's character. But the
Oh, let
character
me
design
just
is really
see.
good, and that is the only reason why I have paid attention to it. But Throne and Liberty is like a free to play multiplayer RPG and it's developed by NC Soft and it's published by Amazon Games. So it's out and it has seen 3 million players in only a week of being out. Um, and I think that this is on all platforms, Steam, yeah, PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Um, yeah, and I think right now it's the most played game on Steam. Um,
Gotcha. I may have seen this and just thought it was Baldur's Gate.
Maybe. It's like a very similar vibe, so I would not be surprised if that was the case. Uh, Players have amassed like 24 million hours in the game. So like I'm probably not gonna play this game because like just based on like what it is, like I probably wouldn't like it, but like it looks cool. And Amazon is hailing it a success because it has such high numbers right now. Um,
Okay. No
and yeah.
layoffs coming soon.
No layoffs coming soon for Amazon. Yeah. We don't know about PlayStation and Xbox because they don't publish their player counts, but it's been doing very well on Steam, which is kind of weird that they don't publisher player counts.
That is weird.
It right? Okay. But yeah, so we have to like see where this game goes. They have they have a lot of updates planned that are coming up, and the first Castle Siege. So that's gonna happen. It's a new game, so we're gonna see a lot of it. But yeah, it's doing really well right now, and yeah, I'm seeing more and more people like talk about it. So,
Yeah, this
um,
character designer does look really good.
right? Are you looking at photos? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The character builds are cool, and like that's probably the only reason I would think about playing it. But then I would probably have a bad time during the actual during the
The
actual
actual
gameplay.
gameplay.
I mean, it is free to play, so like, why not download it and see if it's something that you like? But I probably won't. I'm locked into Elden Ring right now. By the time I get around to this game, people are not going to be playing it anymore, probably. I mean,
Right.
hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, success for Amazon for sure. I'm trying to think, have they had any other like really successful like big name games? I don't know.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Not that I've heard.
So this is a win for them then,
Okay. We're
for
gonna
I
put some
guess.
respect on their name.
For sure. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know like what else they have. Let's see. New World. Okay, that's not out yet. Uh, Lost Ark. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of any of these. So I will. Well, they have a Lord of the Rings game out. They have a Tomb Raider game that's in development. Nope, these are in development. Never mind. This is a big win for Amazon. So hopefully they continue an upward trend. We'll see. Um, all right. More developing news in the like you don't really own this battle
Right.
that we've been talking about. So, Steam is now warning customers when they're purchasing a game that they are purchasing a license and not the game itself. And this is ahead of a law that's going to drop in California, which is forcing digital marketplaces to make it clear to customers that they do not own the actual game. They just own a license to it, meaning that y'all can't get upset if if you no longer have access to the game one day, unfortunately. Um, which this doesn't really solve the issue of like you not really owning the things that you're purchasing digitally, but at least it's like telling you ahead of time so that you know.
Yeah.
But the
So
problem's still
making
there
you
though.
aware of something that's already been going on anyways.
Yeah, I mean, but it's probably good to warn people. Everyone should take up what Steam is doing.
Definitely.
Even if it's not a law even if it's not going to become a law in other states right now, like just something you should do. People should be aware, so that there's not uproar when servers shut down and then you no longer have access to things that you thought you paid for.
Yep. Just a little transparency.
Yeah, and especially since we are getting more into an era of these consoles don't have disk drives anymore, and then you have to buy separate disk drives, and then it just becomes a big thing.
Yeah.
Um, uh, which is sad that it's the way that we're going, but yeah, it's crazy that like you can buy a physical copy of something and you own that physical copy forever, but you can buy a digital copy of something and you don't potentially own
Yeah.
that
You're
digital
just
copy
licensing it
forever. It's
for the same
weird.
price, by the way.
Yeah, for this, right? You think the price should be lower, especially since like, yeah, you don't really own it, but it's so weird. Like, I don't understand that. So the appeal for physical media is definitely coming back for sure. Um, but in a weird time where like we're moving into a more digital age and like places like Best Buy like don't even have like physical like there's like
Right.
nothing on their physical shelves anymore. But
They're going to be
like,
scrambling to open back up.
yeah. But I would definitely like maybe consider switching back to physical only for sure. But I don't have space to collect physical games like that. But good on Steam though, just for putting that warning in there. Again, it doesn't solve the problem, but at least the information's there.
Yeah. We're making people aware.
Yeah. And I guess that is literally all we can ask for because it's not going to change. Um, all right, another big game that is out, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the full game released on the 11th, alongside Dragon Ball Daima. whatever. So two Dragon Ball things in one day. All I've been seeing on the internet is people talking about how hard this game is. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they say that the first challenge is Great Ape Vegeta. So I've been
hmm
seeing people raging about that left and
Yeah.
right.
Literally, that's all I've been seeing. So people are saying that this is the hardest Dragon Ball Z game that they have played. Um, so yeah, I am probably never gonna play this game because like I don't these are not the type of games that I'm into. But there is a peak player count right now of 91,000 as of the 10th.
And that
Um,
was the pre-orders. So at the time of this article, the only people that could access it were the people that played that paid the $100 deluxe version. So
mm,
for it to
100,
have more than fighters, that means more people pre-ordered this than even were
yeah,
playing fighters. So that's crazy.
yeah. $100 for the deluxe version is crazy.
And they probably don't
Um,
own it.
and they don't own it. Yes. They don't. Oh my God, that's so crazy to think about. They don't own it. It's nuts. Uh, so yeah. It's popular. I didn't even know this game was coming out. I just saw people talking about it randomly. I'm like, I have never heard of this. So, did you know it was coming out? I feel like we never
Yeah,
talked about. I
yeah, I've
feel
been
like we
hearing about it.
did not talk about this at all on the podcast. But like,
Oh
we're
yeah.
just. I'm
Well,
just
yeah, I
at
mean, I never planned on buying it, but I was keeping up with the news on it.
got it. Um, but yeah, we'll see like how long the hype for this game lasts. I'm very curious to know.
I think it'll
Um,
be around a while because so this type of fighting game from Dragon Ball Z, I think the last one came out 6 or 7 years ago. So people have kind of been waiting on this to drop.
that was the last game that came out 6 years ago. Jeez.
Well, the last I don't want to say arena brawler, but I guess that's what this genre is. So like the 3D fully movable in space type of game from Dragon Ball Z. So the fighters, that's like a regular standard 2D like side to side fighter, so screen fighter like that. But
hmm
the Dragon Ball Tenkaichi series, that was super duper popular. So I used to play that. Like I was a huge fan of that back in the day, but yeah, I kind of fell off. So
Yeah.
I'm no good at that type of game anymore.
Um, yeah, I like, yeah, this is not my type of game either, but it's fun to watch people. I have seen a couple of gameplay videos, so it's fun to watch people play. I'm not gonna play it, but yeah, we'll follow that. I think that you can. Did they just add in that you can change the difficulty, or was that already a thing and people were just complaining?
I think it was already there, and people
Okay.
were trying to say, "No, I'm good at this game. I'm not gonna lower the difficulty." I think it's a pride thing for most people.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course it is. It is a pride thing. I've noticed that um in the side of the gaming community that's toxic.
yeah,
Just taking it back to Elden Ring really quick. I'm in like an Elden Ring community group on Facebook and like it's nothing but toxic gamers in there, like nothing. That like say all the time that you're not really playing the game if you're like using summons and like stuff like that. I'm like, what are we talking about right now? Like the summons are there in the game free
yeah.
to you, free to use. So like why
I
are
was
we
just cheating.
shaming
This
why
is
are
a
we
game function.
shaming right? Why are we shaming other people for like using what's there in the game for you to use? Anyway, let's stop being toxic, everyone, especially the Souls community. Stop it.
Yeah, people can enjoy it the way they want.
Jeez. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Um, James, I meant to so okay, so anything else on video games before we move on to
Video games, nah. Overwatch anniversary event is just about over, but I mean, now who still plays Overwatch? Probably just me. But
That's
I'll
not
be back
true.
on Wukong soon
Aren't
enough.
you playing
I do
online
want to
with
play more.
other people who are still playing?
Yeah, yeah, it is mad people online still.
You're good. You're good. All right. So I meant to talk about this last week. The Joker 2 came out last week, and I meant to say this, like, it has been getting terrible, terrible reviews. Like,
Yeah, I didn't hear a
terrible.
single good thing about it. That's why I
Yeah.
decided not to go watch it.
Yeah. Like, I was gonna go watch it until I just heard nothing but bad things about it. And I'm like, why am I gonna waste the almost $30 that it costs now to see a movie
Yeah,
when I can just not do that.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, it has been getting really bad reviews and like I wasn't expecting it to like do that badly. But yeah. So and alongside the terrible reviews, it has had a very terrible opening weekend last weekend. So It opened with 37.8 million for the whole opening weekend. That is
Man.
crazy low for a movie that has been, I'm not gonna say it's been widely anticipated because like people have been talking about it for a while, but like in a skeptical way because it's like a musical, like people were wondering like, is this really a musical or like what is this? Like why? It is a musical. At first I was like, oh, maybe there's just like one or two musical numbers in there, but people are saying like it is a musical, and I'm just like, okay, well that's weird decision number one. Um, but yeah, so just for context, the first Joker opened with 96.2 in the opening weekend. So literally less than half, which is pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
It did worse than the Flash opening, which is also disappointing. Um, and they predicted that it was going to open at least 70 million. So that did not hit the targets at all. Um, but yeah, I heard that the story was weird and like they kind of like just decimated the character of the Joker. Like the movie, I just completely spoiled the movie for myself because I just wanted to know what was like, because I know that I'm not going to see it. So like,
Yeah. I heard spoilers were out there. Like they pretty much leaked the entire ending of it.
yeah, they did. And it just sounds like they just butchered the whole character of the Joker. So I'm glad that
Man.
this is not really like canon in anything. Um, did you hear about the twist at the end?
Nah.
Do you care if I say it?
No, I don't mind. I'm not going to see
Okay.
this.
Spoiler alert, because people have been getting mad because we don't say spoiler alert enough. Spoilers, if anyone cares. And actually, I don't like. I'm not, and I don't know if I'm remembering this 100%, but like, apparently, like he would like it was like Harley, like or not. I'm not even gonna say Harley Quinn. Like apparently, like Lady Gaga, who was playing Harley Quinn in this movie, was the Joker like all along, and it wasn't. It wasn't Arthur. It was like something weird, some weird twist like that. But I'm just like, okay, what's going
Gotcha.
I'll be watching this when it comes to streaming. If even then, because again, like 2.5 hours, if that's how long it was, that's a long time to just be,
Sitting through musicals.
well, it depends. Some musicals are worth sitting 2.5 hours through, but only if they're good. But I heard it was just like a courtroom drama that like didn't really make sense with anything.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I will not be seeing it. So thanks, internet, and the people that saw it for sparing me time and money.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Looks like I had
But
a reported $200 million budget. So to come in at 37.8, that's a big loss.
oh, geez. Yeah, they're like barely going to be breaking even by the end of their theater run. That's disappointing. That is
Yeah. So they're
disappointing.
gonna take that out on some other film that doesn't deserve it.
Yep, for sure. Um, but while some areas of DC are flopping, I'm sure James Gunn is just excited for like this part of the like this to be over. He's like, let's just get this little piece out the way. The director of this movie is effectively done with DC. He says he's not doing anything else. Um, so yeah. But in some other DC news, uh, DCU's Lanterns, which is a show that's coming to HBO Max, they have cast their Jon Stewart. So this guy, I've been seeing him around a lot lately, so I feel like he's going to blow up. I just watched a Netflix movie with him in it yesterday. Um, Aaron Pierre is like a relatively new
Aaron
actor.
Pierre, yeah.
Yeah, so Rebel Ridge, that's what I watched yesterday, but he was in it, and that movie was it wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite movie. But yeah, he would be playing Jon Stewart. Um, James Gunn said that they went through like a ton of auditions and this is what they landed on. So, yeah. At this point, it's just news. Again, like I'm not really excited about any of the of the DC revamps. I'm not excited about anything superhero anymore, actually. So we're just gonna have to see. I didn't even know that they were making like a Lanterns show. Did you know that?
No, actually, I'm just now finding out this is for a series. I thought it was going to be in some movie, but it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
series. Because yeah, I didn't really look at too far into it. I saw that they made a casting decision, and then I saw a lot of outrage that it wasn't going to be a dark skinned person. But I didn't actually look into like what it was actually being casted for, as far
Yeah.
as a movie or a series.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a series either. And do they say when this is scheduled to come out? I'm assuming not if they're like just, yeah, it does not have a release window if they just finished casting. So that means that like they are definitely a long ways away. Um, but yeah, we'll see. DCU is the revamped DCU is coming together, kind of. Um, I think
See
what
where it
is
goes.
yeah, we'll see where it goes. Um, and Velma, also another show on Max, canceled after 2 seasons. I thought the show was canceled already. I did not know the show was still on.
Yeah,
Did
same.
you?
I hadn't heard anything about it.
Because it was. Did you watch the show? I watched the first couple episodes.
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay. It wasn't it was I'm trying to remember what I thought about it because it was a while ago. It was all right. It wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, again, I thought that the show was been I forgot all about the show. I thought it had been canceled. But it now has officially canceled. Um,
Gotcha.
um, and like I hate to say that like it is disappointing because like I feel like part of it was that like Velma was now like a person of color. And I feel like when the show was coming out, people were like mad about that, as
I
people
do
usually
remember
are
that.
mad.
Yeah,
Yes. But like the show also just wasn't, from what I remember, like it wasn't that compelling. So I'm not surprised. But I feel like season one came out like a long time ago. So, or maybe I'm just remember, maybe just like time is like not, maybe I'm just not remembering time correctly. But yeah, the show just wasn't great. So I'm not surprised that it was canceled. But it is a shame that it was canceled just because, it was a main character of color created by Mindy Kaling, who I like a lot. So whatever. But yeah, it wasn't that great of a show. So
unfortunate.
um it is unfortunate. Um isn't there like another Scooby-Doo show or like a Scooby-Doo spinoff that's also on a different streaming service? Am I remembering that incorrectly? Probably.
I wouldn't be the person to ask. I don't really. Well, I like Scooby Doo. I don't really keep up with like spin-off Scooby Doo, if that makes any sense.
Got it.
Unless it's like a big project. If a new Scooby Doo movie were to come out, I'd probably go see it,
An animated movie or a live action movie?
like a live action.
The
Because the
Scooby-Doo
first
live
one,
action movies were good. Yeah.
yeah, I like the live action Scooby Doos.
Yeah, it was good. The first one, I forgot the name of the first one. I really liked that one. I don't think I ever saw the second one. I don't know how many there were. Were there three?
I don't know if I remember the second one. I know that very first one when they were on the airplane with Scooby dressed as like a grandma. That
Yes,
was
yes, yes. That
that
was
was one
great.
of my favorite movies for a little
Yes.
while.
But I wonder, have you watched that? Have you rewatched that in your adult in adult life?
Nah, I haven't.
Okay. I
Did it
have to
age poorly?
yeah. I have to see how it holds up to like the test of time. Cause like, yeah, when I was a kid, I loved that movie too. But I have to watch it again as an adult and see.
Man, I wonder where you can find that at.
Probably on Paramount, maybe. I don't
That would
know.
make sense.
We'll see. Um, all right, let's move into some anime news. My Hero Academia, the final season is coming out in 2025. I'm very behind. So this means nothing to me. But
Yeah.
you're behind too, right?
In the anime, yeah. I finished the
Oh,
series
you finished the
reading it.
manga.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And it was like a disappointing ending, right? Or
Yeah. I
mixed.
mean, it made sense for what all was happening.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, okay, because I heard like mixed things about it. There's a lot of like things that are ending and like them getting like JJK was a big one. I have started reading JJK again, but like that was like a big uproar because like that ending was, or I heard it didn't have great reception.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
that was bad too.
yeah. Oh, Shinoko is ending also, in 5 chapters. I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Um,
watch any more of that. I need to get caught up.
I don't know if I don't really know if I like Oshinoko. Just because like the story is, I don't know, the story does not grab me. Like I find myself getting bored a little bit, like every time I try to watch it. Like the beginning was good, but then like, I don't know. I just,
Seems like it's about the kids a little bit more now, and it's like they have different paths
yeah, it just like
versus
morphed
the
into,
initial mystery of
exactly.
what kind of drew me in.
Yeah. So I'll get back to that eventually, but it's like low on my list. Um, but yeah, that's coming out in 2025, and another anime that has spanned years coming to an end. So
Yeah. They just dropped the movie just came out actually, and I heard it was good.
there's a movie. Oh my God, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's called Your Next. So it's I think it's like
Oh
some dark All Might, like a
yeah,
pretend All Might is out wreaking havoc. So they gotta
mm,
stop him. I don't know if it's canon or not. They make a lot of movies that tend to be not canon.
not canon. Yeah, it's true. Would you rather have the not canon movies, or would you rather have movies that are just like re-releases of
Oh,
episodes that
definitely
we've already
non-canon movies. Yeah,
seen.
give me the
Yeah.
non-canon movies.
Yeah,
Dragon
I'll
Ball
take
Z
it.
used to make a lot of non-canon movies, like
Yeah.
Cooler's Revenge and stuff like that. Well, maybe it
Mhm.
was canon, but yeah, they would make movies that were like side stories, but then
Yeah.
never mentioned in the show, which I'm pretty sure they were canon actually. Like Frieza actually did have a brother, but he never came into the main line of the series. Well, no, he
Mm.
did. He came and got destroyed by Trunks, but
I like non-canon movies also. I'll take that. We talked about this before. I'll take that all day, every
yeah,
day over like going to the theater to watch something I already watched. It's crazy. Um, yeah. So when's the movie
yeah.
coming out?
Oh, it's already out.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Well, again, I have to I don't even know if I want to catch up on My Hero, honestly. I stopped watching it because I was feeling the superhero fatigue for sure.
Even in
Um,
anime form.
Even in anime form, it's all the same. Um, all right. So I want to get back to talking about Uzumaki because there was a lot of talk about what did I just do? Okay, sorry. There was a lot of talk about Uzumaki this past week, because episode 2 came out, and people noticed a dramatic dip in animation quality from episode 1 to episode 2. James, I want to ask you, did you notice the quality of the animation go down between the second and the first episode?
I did, but I thought it was supposed to be like that.
Okay.
Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I was like, this looks weird, but I thought it was supposed to look weird.
To look weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, like the first episode definitely had like a lot more like detail in it, and then like it's not like the second episode like lacked detail at all, but like there was just some spots where like you could see, and like the spot that the thing that everyone talks about the most when they talk about this is like the scene where they were like running on the beach and like kind of like it was kind of
Yeah. Once I saw the
it was
side by
like
side,
skipping
I was like,
frames.
yeah,
Yeah.
that part I didn't really notice, but like
Yeah.
it looked like it went from 60 frames per second to 30 frames per second in
Yeah.
my mind. But when I saw like the side by side of the beach scene, I was like, okay, this is dramatically worse.
Yeah, for sure. And the creators of the show basically said that they were screwed over after the like during the making of the show. Let's see. There was a since deleted tweet where he talked about like why this happened. Um oh wait, sorry. I'm
They
gonna
said they
pull.
knew that were happening. They can't talk
Mm,
about it now, but they said that the options were to not finish and air nothing at all and call it a
yep,
loss,
yep.
finish and air episode 1 and leave it incomplete, or run all 4 episodes, warts and all.
Yeah.
So they
So
said,
did
yeah, out of respect for their hard work, they went with option C and they're gonna
yeah,
run the shabby animation.
yeah. So they basically slashed their budget, right? After the first episode?
It would seem so. It
Yeah.
for sure looked like they did.
Yeah. I heard a bunch of different things. So like who really knows? So like I heard they slashed their budget. I heard that they looked at how much it would cost to produce the rest of the episodes at the same quality and like they didn't want to spend that much. So who really knows what happened? I'm inclined to believe the creatives on this one, but who knows? But yeah, I would definitely rather have them release it in low quality than like only release the first episode and then not release
Yeah,
anything
just
else. That would
drop
have
it,
been like crazy. That would have caused outrage for sure. Like
especially because it was getting hyped up for a while.
it was getting hyped up for a while, and like why would you do that to your fans? So like definitely I agree with them releasing all of it. And it's like it's noticeable, but like it's noticeable in like some aspects. Like it's not noticeable. I don't think it's like super noticeable throughout the whole entire episode. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for like those of us less informed, like myself, I just thought it was supposed to be that way. I was like, oh, okay. The spiral is affecting the way people move in the town.
Yeah. That's a good way to spin it though.
Yeah, spin the spiral. See, the spiral is taking over real life too.
That is a good way to look at it. The story concept is so interesting. And I originally thought that like it was supposed to be like short, like each episode was about to be about something different. Like I didn't realize that it was one whole story.
Yeah, like
So
the Junji Ito collection that's on, I
yeah.
think it's on Crunchyroll. I
Hmm.
watched that I want to say I watched that last October or something like
Hmm.
that. But yeah, I kind of thought it was going to be different. Well, I knew this was going to be one long story, but I thought it would be like differently animated
Yeah.
from the jump. So I like once I saw it was in black and white, I was like, okay, this is going to be different than what I'm used to. So
Yeah, for sure. I like that the black and white concept is really cool. It just makes everything look creepier. Like that one scene from episode 2 where the boy got run over by the car and he was just in the tire. I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
that was
that was
gross."
that was weird.
That was weird. The snails when they were mating, I was like, this
Oh
is
man.
gross. I was, I was like, this is disgusting. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. If I was, what's her name? Kyrie?
Yeah.
Kyrie?
Curie?
I don't know why her and her boyfriend didn't like leave
They
already.
should
Like,
have
why are
been
they still
fled.
there? Why are they still there? Like, I don't understand. Um, After the first thing where the guy like in the first episode where the guy like twisted himself into the thing and like his mom started going
Yeah.
crazy, like, why are you guys still in this town? It's weird.
Yeah, I got
But
out of there.
um then when her hair started like the whole set it was anyway, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I want to read it because people on the internet say that they like are for the first episode, they said they were rushing through a lot of the story. So I kind of want to like read it and see like what
Oh, we're
details
not getting the
were
full
missed.
story. Okay.
I don't think so. And it's kind of surprising that it's only 4 episodes, so we'll see. But anyway, I definitely noticed some animation like downfalls in this episode. I guess we have to see like in the next 2 episodes, like how much
Do they
more
pick it back up?
it's affected, yeah, or like if it's like much more noticeable. But yeah, there definitely was a difference between the first episode and this episode, but
Yeah.
not so much where it's like unwatchable, obviously.
I think there's got to be something weird going on in the animation industry right now to where
Oh, for
like there's just not a lot of people animating, or they're trying to slash budgets dramatically, and now we're seeing the effects of that. Because even Blue Lock, like I like Blue Lock a lot, but the second episode it looked terrible. It was like a
really?
PowerPoint the entire time. Like it
Really?
would be very close up shots of a character, and then like just the background was moving. So like it didn't look badly animated like Uzumaki did, but it was like nothing is animated almost. So like even the ball would just be like rotating in the air, and then like it would just be a still shot, but just the ball is rotating. So like why aren't they animating stuff?
Really?
Yeah.
You
And for
know,
them to be playing soccer, like it should be a lot of animation going on, like a lot of
yeah.
movement.
Yeah,
But
for
it's
sure.
like something flies onto the screen, and then it's like a still image of a character just like in a pose. And like
Oh.
I noticed it yesterday when I was watching. I was like, man, why does this look like this?
Yeah, definitely. And like Tower, now that you're saying that, like Tower of God season 2 was like really poorly animated also. In that kind of way where like you would see close-ups on people and like things wouldn't be moving. Like it's like just weird stuff like that. But it's so weird that like why would budgets be getting slashed when like anime is becoming so popular in mainstream now? Like you would think that like there would be more money to increase the level of animation of these
Yeah,
types of things. But
they're
it's
trying to
like
milk it too hard now.
yeah, something is not like adding up or making sense there because
Not
like
at all.
it's like so like it's anime has literally become so mainstream to a point where like now you're seeing anime incorporated into everyday life things that are like you would never have expected. Like what like there was like a One Piece fashion show at Fashion Week this year, at the New York Fashion Week this year.
The
One
Las
thing.
Vegas Sphere was showing One Piece images on it.
Yeah, and like just sorry, I'm trying to think of like other examples because I know there are some. And it's like you just like see like a lot more famous people are acknowledging anime. It's like it's
It's being integrated into sports. So like when
yeah.
people announce their schedules, they're using like anime references and stuff like that.
Like it's crazy. So like
Yeah,
you would think like with so much more interest on anime now that like
let's put some
the
respect on
industry
this.
would be thriving. Are people just greedy and withholding money from the
That I
actual
think that's
production?
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
that is nuts, guys. Pay your animators and also like don't be stingy if you want your shows to thrive. Like what is happening right now?
Yeah, you got to be like One Piece, who has just announced that there's going to be an anime hiatus for about 6 months now because they want to keep up with the quality of the anime.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this news just came in today actually.
Are
But
people upset about this?
oh,
I
of
would
course, but
6 months. That's a long time.
yeah, so One Piece actually won't be back until I want to say April next year.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm
the
sorry, wait,
anime,
what's the
yeah,
reason?
so they can keep up with the quality of animation.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were very upfront. They were like, hey, we need to give our animators time to recharge. We
Oh,
want to
that's
keep on
great.
dropping, yeah. So we want to keep on dropping,
Yeah.
quality episodes. So we're gonna take a break for a while. So they're gonna be paused as far as the anime goes until April. So that
Okay.
way they can keep on dropping
Yeah.
high quality animation.
So here's a studio that's doing things right then, for
They're doing the
sure.
right thing here.
Because like I know the One Piece fans are probably upset about a 6 month hiatus from One Piece, but would you rather have a 6 month hiatus and great animation quality, or would you rather have all your episodes now and they look like shit?
Yeah, a
So
steep fall off.
like, what is the trade-off here? So that's really good that they're doing that and giving the animators time to like recharge and like so they're not overworked and like just like not doing their best. Like, yeah, this is great. More
Yeah.
people should follow this example for sure.
And I hope they're being paid all along the way. Because I mean,
Oh yeah.
imagine your job
I hope
says,
so.
yeah, we'll be back in 6 months, but you guys aren't getting paid to them. That
Oh,
would be
right.
crazy.
That would
That
be
would be insane.
insane. If they like furloughed them or something like that. Oh no, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
So, but yeah, this just dropped this morning, so we don't know too much about like are they still getting paid or not. But the crazy thing is, recently people were taking it online and saying One Piece is overly animated. So we getting
Really?
yeah, people are saying it's too much animation in One Piece, versus what
How
we're getting
so?
in. It said too many things move, like it's too much visual stimulation on the screen because so many things
Mm,
move, and then they have like you'd have to watch some of the most recent One Piece animation episodes to kind of tell like okay, it is a lot going on right now, but like people's hair will be blowing in the wind and stuff like that too much, so people were
okay.
complaining about that. So like stuff like that, or like the
Interesting.
pebbles coming up off of the ground when people are like doing something powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
I mean, it was just baseless complaints from people that probably don't like One Piece. But then we see something like Blue Lock, where they're not animating almost anything, and
Yeah.
then like
I
it's
have to
like,
like
what
I
do
have to
we get?
like
What
look
do we
at what
get?
you're I have to look at what you're talking about. I have to like find a clip, honestly, 'cause
Yeah, no, Blue Lock, it looked crazy this week.
it's hard to like visualize what you're saying. Um, but I have to look. I have to look. Maybe I'll watch Blue Lock just to see what you're talking about. But people, what are we talking like? I feel like we can't please. There's literally no pleasing people.
It's no pleasing people.
There's like they're trying to give you what you want so that you're not complaining about stiff animation and then it's now too much. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they used to complain about being like animation being reused in One Piece. So like let's say someone has a signature attack, they would reuse that same animation. So
Hmm.
people would complain about that sometimes too. But I mean that I kind of see like oh we're using the same animation again, but now we're getting a 6 month break, so we'll get some fresh animations here and some rested workers who can put their all
Yeah.
back into the show that we all love.
Yeah, but they were
And
like
if we don't love it, we're soon to love it.
but like they were reusing animations to keep up with the demand. That's the problem.
Exactly.
So, and like, do people not realize how hard it is to animate something and how much work goes into animating a
They
scene?
must not, baby.
Like, like it's. I would love. I took an animation class in college. I would love to see you guys like attempt to animate something. It takes so much work. I
Yeah. And
remember.
at this rate too, like you're
Yeah,
dropping episodes weekly. That's
yeah.
26 minutes of animation every
Yeah.
week. Oh
You
man.
have to literally draw out, or like, there's probably a lot of it done on the computer now, but before you had to like literally draw out every single little inch of movement. I remember I worked on a project. I literally worked on a project for 30 hours, and I remember my flash drive got corrupted and it was lost. I
Oh
was
wow.
so, I was so mad.
Man.
And my professor let me redo it, but like, I just didn't even do it, honestly. I took the hit on the project. I didn't do it again. I was like, I can't. I can't. I literally
I don't
can't.
blame you.
I literally can't. So like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do it. So let's have some grace here for the animators who are not getting paid enough and are doing a shit ton of work. So
As is, yeah. And they're overworked.
yes, for sure. Um, cool. All right. Anything else that we need? Anything else before we wrap it up for this week?
No, I think that's all that's going on.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, for another week of the podcast. As always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Blerdsnerds, follow us on TikTok, Blerdsnerds_pod. Keep commenting on our videos. We love to hear your points of view. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna post the I'm gonna post the clip where I said that DandaDan seems overhyped, and I would like to, I want to see how we're attacked.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Brace
Uh,
yourselves.
but yeah, Nerds on TikTok, @Nerds_pod on TikTok. Send us an email, blerdsnerds@gmail.com, if you want to hear us talk about anything specific, or if you're a creator of color in the nerd space, would like to come on and talk about your work. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see visuals, or you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast listening app of choice. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.